YouTube? It's your boy KingSupreme. Back in the video, we got Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, a courtship of rivals, part 1. Now, if you're new here, welcome to the channel, homies. Appreciate y'all for tuning in today. KingSupreme gang, back with another video, back with another reaction today. So, I got some other boys, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird on deck with another banger, bro. We got the long-awaited a courtship of rivals. Now, I saw this below commented in the comments from y'all that I should get to this. Now, at first, I thought I might have already got to this type shit because I reacted so much Magic Johnson, so much Larry Bird stuff. So I was like, I don't know if I got to it. So I went on my channel, I looked back, and I didn't see a reaction to it. So I don't believe I've gotten to this yet. So I'm very, very excited. Y'all said this was a very, very great documentary slash movie slash whatever, so I'm like, oh my gosh. But then I saw it's kind of lengthy type shit, so I'm gonna split it into different parts. Now, I don't know how much. I might do 15-20 minutes of video, I might do a little bit more, I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. I'm just gonna stop it right on this video when I feel like I should stop it, but let me know in the comments down below what kind of length I should do the videos. It should be like 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes type shit. I don't know. It's kind of a lengthy video, so I'm just gonna split it into different parts for y'all. So without further ado, I'm just gonna get straight into this. I just wanna say I appreciate y'all for all the love and all the support y'all been giving me and all the crazy cool suggestions like this right here, Courtship of Rivals. So yeah, I'm just gonna get straight into this one. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share for more videos, turn on the post notifications, and all that good stuff for me as y'all have been doing. And keep on letting me know what videos y'all want to see me react to next. But we're getting straight into this one. Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, a Courtship of Rivals, part 1. But there is going to be I would say quite a few parts. But again, let me know how many parts y'all think, or what length of video I should do for each part. So we're just going to get straight into this one now. Let's get it.
They talk about it every day. Somewhere.
Uno.
If I go to a foreign country, magic, what magic? It's the same everywhere.
Y'all said this shit was very interesting. Y'all know how much I love Bird and Magic, so y'all already know I'm tuned into this one. That's a no-brainer. Part 1, any of these.
We don't have to see each other. We don't have to say hello. We don't have to call each other.
That's my main competition. It's always been like that.
You know you got this tight bond with this cat, and you don't have to see him for a year or two. But you're always going to be linked to him.
We got this connection that's never going to be broken. I mean, right to our graves. They'll be talking about this 100 years from now.
The GOATs. The GOATs. Talk to him. This gonna be good. This gonna be good.
It all began here in Salt Lake City, Utah, on the night of March 26, 1979. It was the NCAA championship, Indiana State versus Michigan State, a game that still ranks as the highest-rated college final ever on television.
Damn.
A game that's now remembered as a prologue to a rivalry that transformed a sport and intertwined two legacies. But on that night, March 26, 1979, the first time Magic Johnson and Larry Bird ever went head-to-head on a basketball court, they were simply two young men trying to win a very big ball game.
This is probably the biggest game I'll ever play in my life, and I just feel like, you know, I'm representing not only myself, my team, but we're representing our school and our town, Terre Haute.
Well, it's a dream come true, really, for me. I won the state title back in my home state, and then my next accomplishment was going to the NCAA and playing in a game like tonight in the finals.
They were two stars thrown together by the cosmos to compete, but only one of them had been groomed for the spotlight. In his case, it seemed since birth.
I think his upbringing in East Lansing really put that smile on his face in the beginning, and it never came off.
Born August 14th, 1959, Irvin Johnson grew up in Lansing, the gritty industrial capital city of Michigan. Raised under this little roof, he was one of Christine and Irvin Johnson Sr.'s 10 kids. Christine was a school custodian, while Irvin Sr. worked 2 jobs nearly around the clock.
My father, he got up early every morning, 6 o'clock or so, and he went to work on his trash hauling truck every single day. Around noon, he would come home, catch a nap, and then he worked for General Motors for 30 years. And he won an award for never being late and never missed a day.
Oh my God.
As a youngster, Irvin displayed his own strong work ethic on the blacktop.
I was out there all day long. Before we went to school, the bus leave at 7:30. I was out there at 6:30 working on my game. My mother sometimes had to bring me food, or she would have one of my brothers and sisters go get that boy so he could eat something.
From a very young age, Irvin knew what he wanted to do. He had it all planned out.
My dreams were to play in the NBA and become a businessman.
The first neighborhood basketball powerhouse, Sexton High.
I knew the players, I knew the tradition. I wanted to be a part of that. And it was on the west side of town, which was at that time predominantly black.
This is so.
But when
so
Lansing, like
interesting.
many cities in the mid-70s, began busing to desegregated school system, Irvin's journey took an unexpected detour to a predominantly white school across town.
My first day at Everett High School was my first time I really had to understand there was a race problem. Nobody white would speak to anybody black, and nobody black would speak to anybody white.
A lot of racial tension, a lot of fights,
Damn.
rioting. They didn't want minorities there.
He kind of shrugged it off, and basically his attitude was, okay, well, I'll overcome this.
Whenever there was any racial problems, the principal would get Irvin and go talk to these kids. I can just see him with his big hands. Calm down, just calm down. He'd break up fights.
Talk with his friends, tell them, let it go. We can't fight about everything. Let's just chill. Let's play basketball.
And there was no dispute over Irvin Johnson's ability to play ball. His talent was so great that soon after his varsity debut, a local reporter, dazzled by his exploits, gave the budding star a nickname.
In the beginning,
that's
I
how he
thought
got
it
his
was
nickname.
foolish and dumb. I didn't know nothing about a nickname. Then what happened was,
I don't know why at first I thought he came up with his nickname, or someone like close to him came up with his nickname, or like his parents did. But it was just a reporter who came up with it, because they saw his
it fits my game.
high school play.
Hanging out with my boys on the street corners, we used to sing Temptation songs.
Hey, Temptation.
They started saying, "Hey man, Magic, that's cool." And then people on the street started saying, "Hey Magic," and I said,
That's a dope ass. That's a dope ass nickname.
He bought into it, and I think he felt he had to kind of live up to that name. And I must say that he did.
He for sure did.
He loved it. The more attention he got, he wanted attention from anybody he could get it from.
Yeah, it does. I really love the game, and I just want to win.
Gets it over and back, and he jams it through. Irvin Johnson.
Irvin loved to dress. Nice Sanderbilt pants and overcoats with the fur around the collar. Always had to have his afro blown out. He had to look the part, play the part.
Irvin was the first guy to have a posse. He not only had a posse of a lot of black kids, he had a lot of white kids and hanging around.
He had the gang with him, bro. He had the drip, he had the swag, he had the gang with him. Magic was living the life.
some of my white friends was like, "Hey man, we're having a kegger tonight. Won't you come on by?" And I said, "What's a kegger?" So he said, "Well, what it is, we get this big keg of beer, and you just go for it." Okay, well, what time does the kegger start? Because regular party time in our neighborhood is 10, 11 o'clock. The kegger starts at 7. I said, "The party starts at 7 o'clock?" And I said, "Okay, man, I'm going to come to the kegger." We had a good time. The music was kind of bad, but we had a good time.
The music was bad.
His senior year, Johnson did at Everett what he had planned to do at Sexton, win the state championship. And when it came to choosing a college, he decided to stay where the love would be assured, home in Lansing.
next year I will be attending Michigan State University.
Good choice.
At MSU, Magic's star quickly went national. But atop the college game, he soon discovered
Michigan State and Indiana State. That's interesting.
I thought he was probably the best guard on the team.
Irvin Johnson.
And they already had that respect for each other
We didn't
just
get to
off
play a
their
lot,
games
but
before.
you could tell.
I think our first game was in Kentucky. We got about a 10, 12-point lead. And they put us in. Went to 25, 30, just that fast.
Damn.
Fast break again.
That's
3 on
what
2.
coach do.
Griffin. And that's steal by
That's
Larry
not
Bird.
even
Take us
fair.
out. The league go back
Yeah,
down,
that shit's
put
not
us
even
back in.
fair.
That's Bird and Johnson.
The show started again.
When you play with Magic, there's just something about it. You want to make that extra pass. You want to get that rebound and start the break.
We came down a couple times. I go behind my back, no look to him. He no look back to me. And I'm laying it up. I'm saying, oh man.
Here's that last
These
play.
niggas
Magic
was on
Johnson
that.
going in, drops off to Bird. Bird puts it back off inside to
This
Johnson.
is not even
Super
fucking
bad.
fair.
This guy got game.
They had some wonderful moments on the court, but they probably spoke to each other 4, maybe 5 times during that entire time period, and it was more like, hello, how are you this morning, Larry? I'm good, Magic. What'd you have for breakfast? Don't remember. Have a nice day.
But such curtness was hardly strange coming from Larry Bird, who was not only one of college basketball's best players, but also its biggest enigma.
I think he was a mystery to the extent that he wanted to be a mystery. He didn't enjoy doing interviews. He didn't go out of his way to do them. He wasn't particularly good at them. He was kind of like, hey, this is who I am. You want to know who I am? Watch the game.
Ooh.
That's who I am.
I start to
Just
read
they're the ball, bro.
materials
Just they're the
that
ball.
you're very quiet and you don't enjoy talking to newspaper people.
Well, you know, there's different kind of newspaper people. There's people that try to push you. You know, the people try to get things out of you. Things that don't even pertain to basketball. And them are the type of people I like to stay away from.
He didn't want people talking about his family. He didn't want his mother to have to deal with that, or his siblings to have to deal with that.
You got to remember where Larry came from. You know, Larry was raised in a 2 or 3 room house on a railroad track. Their family probably lived on $50 a week. He was raised tough.
Larry Joe Bird grew up in southern Indiana, in the twin towns of French Lick and West Baden. The Valley, as locals call it, was a tough working class area. Tiny and remote, it was one of the poorest places in the state.
I didn't know that people made millions of dollars. I didn't know that everybody had a family car. I was in my own cocoon. I was in a small town with the people I knew, and I thought I would live there for the rest of my life.
Arriving Pearl Harbor Day 1956, Larry was the 4th of 6 kids born to Georgia and Joe Bird. Early on, he and his older brothers earned a reputation around the valley.
We were always considered troublemakers. We're either fighting amongst ourselves or there was always one of us fighting somebody. Larry was always one that kind of instigated things, you know.
If I get my brother in a fight with somebody his age, I was happy as hell because I like to see him get beat up, and that's just the way it was. If I got in a scrape with some kid and my brothers didn't come to my side, they knew that when he got home, my dad was going to whip him.
Damn.
Larry and my dad were best of friends. They done everything together. When my dad would go out to my grandma.
This documentary just touched the soul, but like, man, this shit, I'm just looking at this video, bro. I'm locked into it, bro. I'm invested into it, bro. I mean, obviously it's Magic and Bird. Y'all know how much I just love reacting to anything Magic and Bird, bro. But man, just watching these two right here, man, it's just a great time, man. You feel me? Like, yeah. Let me know if y'all feel the
Larry
same.
would always go with him. They'd go fishing, do a lot of things together.
But Joe Bird also had a darker side, stemming from a traumatic tour of duty in Korea.
Larry remembers waking up in the middle of the night hearing his father's blood-curdling screams from the nightmares he had had from the war. What happened to his father in the war affected his entire life. He was never able to quite get rid of whatever those demons were.
A talented craftsman, Joe Bird struggled to hold steady jobs. And even when he was working, his demons would, on occasion, drive him to the bottle.
There were times when Joe went out with the guys and had a few beers and the wages didn't come home that night. And that didn't happen every day. It happened once in a while, but when money is as tight as it was for the Birds, once in a while was a major problem for their family.
My mom sometimes worked late, and sometimes she had 2 jobs, but that's the way it was. I worked at school during my lunch hours, worked at the local grocery store, put up hay in the summer. I mean, if you wanted money, you had to get it on your own.
I respect that.
To young Larry, actions spoke louder than words.
He was very quiet, kind of hung to himself a little bit.
I saw Larry take an F in an English class because he had to get up in front of his peers and give a speech. And so I won't do it. But he just could not get up in front of his friends and talk. He was that shy.
Of course, next thing you know, when he knew it was time for all of us together at the gymnasium, well, there he'd be. The minute he'd get a basketball in his hand, things were totally different.
Basketball was just, it came to me, seemed like easy. I didn't have the quickness, I didn't have jumping ability. I just thought the game out.
By his senior year at Springs Valley High, Larry Bird had sprouted into a star. But Bird was from the Valley, hardly a hotbed of talent in the big-time world of Indiana hoops.
The first thing they say, well, they don't play nobody down there. He's from French Lick. They don't play nobody.
I think that put a chip on his shoulder, always having to prove
I
who
hate
he
when
was.
people say that about Shell. They don't play nobody. I'm like, nigga, it's about the people's game, bro. Like, you feel me? Like, you see someone coming from that small ass school, you see how big he became one of the top 3 basketball players of all time type shit. I hate people say, like, if you were born somewhere or you're placed somewhere that's a little less known or whatever, there's no competition. Like, nigga, it's about the player. It's about the game, bro. You feel me? A nigga gonna dominate. A nigga who's good is gonna dominate against
And how good he was.
whoever.
He was good enough for Indiana University's Bobby Knight to come calling late his senior year. And folks in the Valley couldn't have been prouder. Their local hero was heading 60 miles north to play ball for one of the best college teams in the land.
Once I got to IU, it didn't take long to realize that I was out of my cocoon, had over 30-some thousand students, that I didn't have the funds. First week and a half, I thought, man, this ain't gonna work.
He left after 24 days.
Damn.
Let my mother down. She didn't talk to me for 2 months.
Damn.
But it didn't matter what other people said. To this day, I don't care.
Back in French Lick, Bird took to working for the city, hauling trash and painting park benches. Meanwhile, by that winter, his father's demons had taken him to an even darker place.
By this point, Joe and Georgia were divorced, and he was behind in his payments to the family. The police came by, and of course they all knew him. So Joe said, hey, I need a few hours to get my affairs together before you take me away. So he called Georgia and he said, you guys will be better off without me, and I'm gonna take my life. And he put the phone down and he killed himself. He shot himself.
When Dad passed, you know, it hurt Larry. I mean, that was his best friend. Is gone now. But Larry didn't show it a lot.
He just didn't say much. You know, he just kind of held it within. I never heard him speak out about it at all.
I was mad when I heard about it, and I was madder after the funeral because I thought he sort of cut out on us during a tough time. But you know, he went through a lot in his life. He did what he had to do.
If Bill Hodges hadn't been as persistent as he had been, Larry Bird might never have existed in any of our minds. I believe that with all my heart. I really do.
It was Bill Hodges, a young coach from Indiana State University, who convinced Bird to give college hoops another shot. So with a promise to his mom to graduate, Bird headed to Terre Haute and ISU, a school that never so much had been to the NCAA tournament.
Once I started playing, it's the same old thing. You know, he's at a small school and he ain't playing against anybody, which is fine. Still dominated.
Wherever Hoosiers gather, they always talk of weather. Indiana has a new state bird. Now his claim to fame is just the way he plays the game. Indiana has a new state bird.
Look at that.
It's not the Cardinal now. Hey, Larry. Larry, take a bow. Indiana has a new state bird.
By the time he had led Tiny ISU as a senior to a 33-0 record and a spot in the '79 title game, Larry Bird had become, alongside Magic Johnson, the talk of college basketball. Just a year after sharing the court on Team USA, they were back together. And the day before the big game, Magic couldn't wait to greet his old playmate.
Indiana State was on practicing, and we were waiting in the tunnel. We got there early. I wanted to definitely say hello to Larry, you know. When they came through, it was like nobody would say nothing. I wanted to go toward him, like his guys, like made sure that he didn't say nothing. And then they kind of started snickering, like, Michigan State, you in trouble. We're going to kill you guys tomorrow.
I probably did snub him. I don't remember it, but I'm sure I did. I didn't want any, you know, like I call it love fest, hugging and slapping high fives with opponent. You're there for a reason. You're there to win a game.
It's about business.
That just said it's on now.
Yeah, it's about business. I get mad he wanted to just be,
Indiana State against Michigan State. I'm Bryant Gumbel, and the fans here are going bananas. I mean, let's face it, if Larry Bird were black and came from Chicago, it wouldn't have been as big a deal. They were polar opposites. One black, one white, one outgoing, one shy. That was the charm of the attraction. The Bird against Magic. All of the superlatives have been used, and believe me, all of them have been warranted.
Heading into the tournament, Magic was the bigger star. But by tip-off, it was Bird, having hardly missed a shot in the semifinal, who'd become the focus of fans, and more importantly, of Michigan State.
We actually had 2 men on left.
Perfect, right here. We're gonna stop it right there. Right there. That's perfect right there. We're gonna stop it right there. That's actually, I feel like, the perfect length. I was gonna say 20-30 minute videos type shit. I feel like it's around the right time. I feel like I was gonna think the same thing, so that's why I said I feel like 10-15 minutes is a little bit too short, because the whole documentary is pretty lengthy. But I'm like, if I do like a 20, 25, 30 minute per video, that should be about good. Let me know if y'all want a little bit more. I think any less is too less. I think that's the perfect amount. But let me know if y'all want a little bit more lengthy, like 25, 30 minutes. But I feel like 20 some minutes, that's about the perfect length. So hope y'all enjoyed that. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, bro. Like I said, we're on the Courtship of Rivals. Finally, parts 1. Really enjoyed this shit. This shit is actually gold, bro. Literally gold from start to finish. This is it got everything, bro. It's got emotion. It's got the excitement. It's got the shit that keeps you on the edge of your seat. It's got, you know, heartfelt shit. It's got everything right here. And we're only in the first 20 minutes type shit. We got a lot left to get to. So let me like, comment, subscribe for part 2. I'll drop part 2 if y'all fuck with this video a lot. I'll drop it soon. So if y'all fucking with this video heavy, if y'all really liking it, if I see y'all really messing with it, as y'all have been with all my videos, I will drop part 2 immediately. So stay tuned for that. Appreciate y'all for the support. You know, we're on the road to 100K. We're at 50,000 subscribers right now. Literally fucking insane. But it's all because of y'all. So I'm gonna keep on getting this out for y'all. I'm gonna keep on getting these videos out for y'all. Feel me? But that's it. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, share for more videos. It's your boy KingSupreme. We out of this.